second or third game, I think it will come good. So those teams that haven't done so well, they might just pop up and do some good rugby a little bit later on in the day.
You know, they've won a couple of games here, 2013, 2016, and a couple of runners up 2008. So they're one of the best competitors. They come here and they certainly mean business. It's a long-standing touring side as the Penguins.
Yeah, great charity team. They do an awful lot of work around the world for youth rugby and youth development. A lot of the ex-senior players and the folk involved with it go and do it in their own time, and they've got some great supporters as well.
So, just to anyone who wants to carry on with the game here today, we are watching this on 2017 GFI 10s, streaming live on Facebook. Follow GFI 10s page, and you'll get all the updates as well as the translation of John Bruce.
Yes, and it's on Now TV here as well. So around the world they can hear us. The folk that have stayed up late for the Water Boys from Scotland will be fairly happy with their first performance. Maybe not as easy for the Scottish Exiles, who perhaps were on the wrong side of a refereeing decision. Can't say any more.
Some you lose, some receive.
Let's just see how well the Vikings can hold up here. Big scrum.
Big pass from there, Shinola Sanulu, who's from USA captain, co-captain, yeah, from USA. He's co-captain of the Penguins side here. No, take your eye off. No, take your eye out.
Do you think the USA can come up trumps at the Sevens this weekend?
We might need to take a short break.
Yes, co-commentator again, Terry and Bradbury.
So feed for the Irish Vikings. If you're not sure, the Vikings now have the ball. Obviously the Penguins in the black and yellows kit.
Penguins were very slow to start in their first game today, and then really ran away with it late on. So we'll see how it goes.
I say it takes a few games to get into the swing of things when you've got players from all different parts of the world coming in, playing probably for the first time together.
Yeah, it's not the 25-yard line out, that's 22 metres, yeah.
Head high, as you said, yeah. Nice step and he's through. It looks like, yeah, he's gone through. Nice dot down on the post.
Opening try to the second game. And Paul Wayne to
17.
Lewis is a Taranaki Sevens player and 15s. He's done some sevens for the New Zealand team, and Taranaki. He's been playing with the Taranaki Academy for some time. What are the colours of the Taranaki team? Is it the same?
Yellow and black.
Oh, they're yellow and black. Okay. I think you're right there. Look at the hoops, aren't they? Oh.
Yep, Hong Kong's gain is New Zealand's loss when you return to New Zealand after a long time in Hong Kong. Right.
as we say, it's key to have that ball in the hand. Having that ball in the hand is makes the other team work harder.
Or not in the hand, as the Vikings just found out there.
Just trying to get a bit of composure. I think they just need to settle down. A lot of kicking this game quite a bit, kicking the last game too, Bruce. You're not too sure whether it's been working as a strategy.
The Aussie Wallabies, classic Wallabies kicking was really poor.
It's very interesting.
They kept giving the ball back to the opposition in reasonable position as well, when they were doing quite well with ball in hand.
Good tackle
Well,
there.
that's it kind of justifies it there with
Yep.
justifies it there to a degree because they had a good tackle in there, but a little bit too anxious to get around and get that ball out. So offside, coming around the side.
There was an argument that ball was out, but unfortunately,
We'll have to look for the TMO next time.
we haven't actually got the instant replay here, Robin.
Unfortunately not. Well, it is a good exit strategy, as if you're not getting any of your 22, you'd rather lose the ball in their 22 than your own. So it's not a bad
Relieves the pressure.
yeah, not a bad action.
That was the attacking kick, you know, on halfway, knocking it through, just giving the ball away when you actually were doing all okay.
I say a good way to play this game is to defend your half rather than defend your own 22 or try line. So.
Well, here we go. Oh, there was a nice option there, just went behind him. Nice moves by number 20.
He was making them quite
No,
far
lucky
away from
for
the
lucky
players,
all.
though. He's still got the ball though.
Well, carrying through. I think he's through there.
Number 8.
That's a try from Teddy Stanaway from New Zealand. He's a centre usually for the Bay of Plenty side. He's played for the old New Zealand Sevens and Auckland, and the under-20s in New Zealand as well. So he's got a bit of pedigree there.
I've got to say, it is just looking at this makeup, they're very interesting. So, having said before, Bruce, you remember playing the Penguins back in 1990 in India, of all places, and then it was very much a team of internationals, A, Bs, and Cs out of Britain. There's a lot of Irish, Irish, Scottish, English players that were just knocking on the door. So a bit of a transition in terms of the makeup of the team. But again, it's a very old club and been around a long while.
It's been, yeah, definitely, yeah. Well, I do remember in the old days, the Penguins side had Martin O'Fire playing with them, and they were playing in the Sevens. It actually used to be the Rothmans Invitational Sevens, which was made up a lot of, I would say European teams or English teams.
Now the dynamic in this tournament for a number of years where the good teams were coming from the Southern Hemisphere. It's been a struggle for the teams to come over. That's why it's quite good to see Project Water Boys win the first game earlier on today. Mid-pool game, but they're doing okay, but just generally in this short form of the game, seems to have taken hold, sit well with the Southern Hemisphere teams.
So you say, Brucey, that this is, you think the 10s is a little bit more obviously similar to the 15s, 15 games, and it's a nice feeder into that game.
I honestly, as I said, far better men than me. I talked to Ian McGeechan many years ago, and he thought it's just such an ideal development game to teach players to play 15 rugby. Obviously, it's harder to run a big 10s tournament with that many teams. Like the 7s tournament we run at the weekend would take about a week to run with a time of 10s games, but it's a great development, and I can't help but think, particularly with Super Rugby this year having a 10s tournament as an opener for the season, that it's just going to have to expand. Maybe in this format rather than a national format, or maybe an extended club closed format. Club closed season format. But it's just such a great game, and probably a great way for Australia to bring league players into Union. An introduction for them, just to get a feel for the game.
Correct, yeah.
Also, I think the great thing about the 10s is a bit more inclusive in terms of the different types of players, and so all the intelligent forwards, the big front rows can get in there and have a bit of a run too, Bruce, which I think helps it.
The ones that know when not to bother running the line.
Aye.
Yeah. But
certainly, if you play games of 10s, when you get to 15s, I think it helps you positionally.
We just saw
quite a
that
bit
fellow
more.
carrying the ball up for the Penguins, and he will never have seen a 7-a-side rugby park in his life. But he's doing a good job here. Well,
it's as you can see from the game, there's no hiding in this game. It's the 10s game is everyone has to have the skill sets, the passing left and right, as you would think in this sort of level anyway, but there's no one hiding. Everyone's got to make their tackles, everyone has got to do their defending, and they've got to do their attacking.
And some giants played in this game. Do you recall, Robin, the big Fijian lad that was based out of Malaysia that used to come here? He'd played a season in Hong Kong when he was 18, and he came back here and they could hardly find kit to fit him. But he still did a job for... They're not here actually, the Dragons, the Boracay, not Boracay, team out of Malaysia, usually very, very good. They've been here for won a couple of bowls. I'll check the programme.
The name goes past me.
Meanwhile, back at the 10s here, we're 14-0 at the half-time.
What on Leighton?
To the Penguins.
It is, yeah.
It's always worrying when Leighton Dooley brings you back to reality.
So the Penguins have had a lot of the ball at this stage. As you say, it's the pill in the hands will score tries, and they're obviously punching through, making some gaps.
2017 GFI Hong Kong Football Club 10s.
Now they're looking pretty solid here, the Penguins. I must say, I think they look a bit more settled now than they did the first game.
Yeah.
I think they're getting into the stride. I think to your point, Robin, it's very, very hard coming here as a pick-up side, trying to put it together. You can see the teams here that play a bit more regularly, maybe in their home turf, so the Pyrenees were pretty sharp. These boys play together. Here it is coming together very rapidly, needing to understand each other's players. I mean, they're all great individual players, but of course you need a team to win a game.
I think that what happens is obviously the way the Southern Hemisphere play rugby anyway. There's a very similar style. It's an attacking rugby. It's a spin the ball type of rugby, not too much of pick up and go. They like to spread the ball from 5 to 5, so across the pitch fully to spread out the other opposition team, and then attack when the holes open up. So
it was the Borneo Eagles I was talking about earlier on, Robin.
The Borneo Eagles, yes, yeah.
But
Okay.
they've won a few. But I'll tell you that I mean the stories around some of these teams. I'm looking here, the Lloyd McDermott Warriors, who basically were Aboriginal lads out of Australia, and the first year they came here, played magnificently well. And I was talking to one of the famous brothers from Australia that was running them, and he was telling me that 7 of the boys in the team, never mind not having seen a skyscraper, had never seen the sea before they actually came and played. They flew to Hong Kong and played really, really well. And there's been obviously it's an expensive thing to sponsor and bring a team here, but there's been some really good stories.
Oh, yeah, and a big hand out to all the sponsors here. I think, Brucey, it's phenomenal. I mean, a lot of this wouldn't be happening if we didn't sponsor. Of course, GFI in particular, who's sponsoring this tournament today. So makes it all work.
When the aliens used to come, from these countries, come from New Zealand, and 10 years ago they told me it was $50,000 US to bring the team down.
So here goes the restart. Kick off by the Vikings.
Penguins in possession.
They're pressing quite hard there, the Irish Vikings. Here we go, but it's a kick away.
Yellow card. Who's that going to?
Well, that's 9 on the field now.
That's going to make it extra busy. Number 1.
So we have a yellow card against the Irish Vikings for...
Look like a no arm tackle there, or using the shoulder.
Let's go.
I thought he maybe just knocked the ball down, Robin. Was it a ball down?
I think he's probably not used the shoulder.
Whatever he used, it wasn't legal, and they're going to pay heavily for that, I suspect.
Did we clarify what was the how long they're off the field for? Was it 2 minutes?
It's 2 or 3. I'll just check the rules here. We have them here.
We're just going back to our rules specialist, Mr. John Bruce will go and find that information for us.
Yeah, we'll hear by the time the next game comes around. I'll find the correct page.
Carib with the ball thrown in. Unfortunately, not in straight.
He might be back on before you actually find out, Bruce.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes. There you go.
3 minutes.
I thought that was remarkably efficient, actually.
Oh, pretty good, dude. Not bad.
Yeah. This has been a hard tournament for the Vikings. First 2 games, really challenging opposition, and
certainly, yeah.
As I say, it remains to be seen whether they, for all the years they've been here, have maintained a touring team strategy in that they go out on the Wednesday night and enjoy themselves. And it's getting harder and harder to do that in this tournament.
There you go. They're very complicated turning rule, Brucey. There you go. You can't do it anymore. Used to be a good way to get a ball.
Well,
unfortunately now it's keeping the shoulders and hips square Otherwise, they say any deviation on that is.
And now, Robin, I'm going to say as a scrum half.
Yeah, I'm
talking-
going to keep quiet then.
talking,
Okay.
talking to Leighton and me. It is remarkably hard once you're actually going forward to keep yourself square. You know, when the other guy gives up, or in the case when I give up and I go backwards.
Well, it's that front row moment, isn't it? You have all the different tricks of the trade to obviously trick the referee into just deceiving.
Good ball for Vikings here.
I've been a victim of Leighton Dewey's tricks over many years, but in latter years I got very clever and made sure that I got him in the same team as me.
That worked. Vikings making good here. Sorry, tackle, I should say.
Penguins,
Penguins come away with the ball. Vikings clinging on.
Hit some good.
There's some great footwork there from number 10.
He's
getting over the gain line and working hard there. That's just that last pass has not gone ahead.
Anyway, penalty, offside for Vikings. I've got to work hard to keep a score out from here till they get their man back. It's going to be desperate defence.
It's really quite hard when you get in the wrong side of the referee in these really tight situations with offside, because you know the Penguins are pressing all the time and the referee's really got his eye on the Vikings defence.
Look at that.
And that's
with
a
the big
fairly
boy.
straightforward approach to the penalty.
Great Kiwi sidestep.
Yeah. Understand that one. Good hands. Look at this. Vikings are up, but I think they're going to be stretched.
And out the back of the hand.
Nice flick. Nice pass out the back of his
That
hand
was just
there.
the extra man.
Right.
Good quick hands in. That's what happened with with one man down in your team. It's hard to get across the field quickly.
That puts it to 19-0 for the Penguins. It's a bit of a tall order now for the Vikings to climb out of this one.
Happy birthday boy, Callum Shirker.
Yeah. Callum Shirker, the scorer. Birthday boy.
On Sunday 21. Complaints like he's 50.
Okay. Well, we're just waiting here. Next up, we have Project Water Boys.
Or at the very least,
And the kick is no good, and so back to the restart.
Project Water Boys versus the Devil's Advocate Silver Dragons. We played so well for a long time against the Penguins earlier on today, but then we're overrun late on. Project Water Boys made a great start to the competition in a tight game. They ran out winners. As I say, Scottish Premiership players, mainly amateur, some semi-professional, and a couple of lads from the extended Scottish Sevens team squad, should I say. So
the ball was a man in front of the kicker, so automatically free kick from the halfway line, and a direct run from the Vikings gentlemen.
And at least they've got some ball now. Let's see if they can do something with it.
The ball's gone into touch. Line out for the Penguins. I apologise, it looks like line out for the Vikings, Irish Vikings.
Just to help you here, I don't know, quite an interesting observation idea. You can look over that rail. I know it's a good stretch for you, Robin, but there's a screen just here. I had a bit of trouble with that myself a little bit, Chris. You had to point out.
Yes, I was the technical expert earlier on, pointing out to Leighton that it wasn't actually a laptop in front of him, and it was a television screen.
Not straight.
Knock on by Irish
Knock
Vikings.
on. Sorry, correction there. I could never tell the difference between the two. As a thrower.
Once again, Leighton, there's a screen in front of us. You can watch it.
Yeah, and I see that front rows aren't really any prettier than they always were.
Now, the difficulty we have here with the scrum half situation is that there's no flankers, so that the
ball comes out anywhere.
They can go. You go round, use the base of the scrum to run round. So they tend to defend at the back of the scrum and go left or right, depending on which way the opposition scrum half goes.
You've got to control that ball a lot better on the strike as well. And it gets fed.
It's a quick ball out.
That was a zipped pass out wide.
Ball coming back again for Penguins. All lined up. Oh,
He's broken the line.
Yep.
And he's off. He's holding it still, holding up.
just waiting for the cavalry to arrive. Set it up again, and they'll take off once more.
Tackle in the middle and ripped away. Holding on the floor, and he's off. Big man number 5. Mark Watson. Some good straight running here. Looking for a bit of continuity here for the Irish Vikings,
Oh, lost it
but a knock
forward.
on. But they're playing on as the referee's letting him go, and a nice searching kick into the corner. Bit of pressure for.
Yeah, I think
The key thing here is getting your players behind the ball carrier.
I think Penguins are playing it pretty cagey now. That all the pressure's on the Vikings. They just want to keep this
I
ball.
do think that the big fellow missed a mismatch
Yeah, too much.
coming up the wing there. It was the big heavy lad was covering a big wide space there. I think he had the chance. I know he did a long run back. We had a chance maybe to go around 16 there, which would be quite a long journey.
I was going to say it'd be the long way round.
I say it's a hot one out there today, and I don't know what the temperature is now, but I have a sneaky feeling it's pumped up another degree.
Which is going to get warm up.
And it's going to be a long tournament. Obviously, today they play a number of games, and tomorrow, obviously, it's the knockout part. But the chances are they'll probably go through until, as their track record says, probably semi-finals or finals.
Yeah, today it's 3 games set up, and then your top 2 will play up and down cup or plate, and the bottom 2 in the pool will play up or down shield or bowl in the first game, and then it's straight knockout after that.
So how many pools are there in the groups?
How many competitions in the end, or how many pools here?
Well, both. Yeah, that's it.
There's four pools.
A, B,
four
C,
pools
D.
of four.
Pretty straightforward, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 pools.
4 pools of each week. Yeah. Basically, after the first up and down game tomorrow, you'll be into semi-finals of each of the competitions. So every team's still in the competition at the second game tomorrow, and then the lucky ones that need to go and socialise get knocked out in the first knockout game, and if you're still in it after that, you're in some very, very hard rugby games with some very tired bodies. Vikings got a wee chance out wide here.
It's nice to see them get a try on this one for their efforts to be.
Yep, clock ticking down. They've got 10 seconds to do it, though. And call out
Ball's going
wide. Coming back in again. He's looking to go.
He's made the break.
There we
but,
go. He's through. And a consolation try for Vikings. Number 1.
Oh, it's gone in there. There's
And GFI HKFC. I wonder if he's related to Junior Sua. GFI HKFC scored the try. Bit of hands bags out there. Not too sure what that was a note of.
just a reminder, we're not playing football out there.
Yes, that's true.
You get the teams for the next game, Whit?
Yep, just got them here. Brucey. So Projects Water Boys against the Silver Dragons. Devil's Advocate Silver Dragons.
As I said before, I got all the inside information on the Project Water Boys from Bruce Aitchison, but I left it all at home, so we'll give you some more information tomorrow.
I think you left them at home with the Alzheimer's tablets, did you?
Yeah. Alzheimer's disease.
Right.
You'll know, having hung your boots up, Wayne,
All right.
soon.
So here we go, the Silver Dragons. These are being sponsored by Devil's Advocate, a well-known watering hole around here. If any of you happen to find yourself accidentally down in Queens Road East, otherwise known as One Chai.
Can get a nice cup of tea any time of the night there, mate.
Not good enough. And as we go to the full time, it's the Irish Vikings 5, Penguins International 19. A little bit of drama there. Intrigue in that one.
I need to see what the outcome is that. If that was a red card, that could be a bit of a problem.
Old sponsor of the Hong Kong teams and offers an incentive game for every one of you. Simply scan the QR code and Allied World's advertising page.
So Penguins continue on in their winning way. I think they won that fairly comfortably in the end. They're looking pretty good. The Vikings now down twice in the first round. But they've still got a few more games to go before this tournament's over for them. So Project Waterboys, Brucey, I think you're going to be quite keen on these fellas again.
Oh,
These are your local favourites here,
as I
I'd
say,
say.
they've come a long way. All boys from the Scottish Premiership, and it's got a bit hotter. They were playing this morning in 22, 23 degrees.